Instead of recycling this bottle, I removed the plastic, smoothed it out over the stovetop, took the lid off, arguably my favorite part, and inserted it into my bottle cutter to start cutting it until I was left with even strips that looked a little something like this. Then I took those strips, cut a small piece, and inserted it into my heat block and nozzle. Pulled it through the nozzle until it stretched out enough to tie onto my pulley, and once it was tied, I turned the machine on to automate the process. Before I knew it, my water bottle strips were stretching through my nozzle and I was left with this. I even tried connecting two strips together so I could form one long piece, but when it didn't work, I was ready to move on to the next step. This is actually the same material that you use to 3D print things. So I took over the 2 rolls of filament to the printer, inserted it into the nozzle, and started printing. I learned that to print perfectly, the first layer has to have full print speed, increased nozzle temp and flow rate, and an added print fan. And the second layer needs half print speed, increased nozzle temp, and a print fan, but lower this time. I decided I would print a spout for my watering can in my garden since it was missing one, and soon my print was finished and my watering can spout looked divine. This was surely the best thing I had ever printed before with a water bottle, and the time came to bring it outside and twist it onto the can. But this is the moment that I realized that it was not the right size, and this is me internally freaking out because of how many hours it took me to turn that water bottle into printable material that I finally successfully printed with, and now it's the wrong size. Okay, now hold up. This process keeps teaching me all about trial, error, and patience. So I did it all again. Yep, and then instead of waiting there for 3 hours watching it, I went to work. And that was a mistake because soon it stopped working and it didn't properly print at all. So this time I sat at the printer for 3 hours. Well, it would have been 1 hour if I didn't have to decrease the print speed by 50%, but finally, after what felt like eternity, I thought I was getting somewhere until I started to run out of filament and I had to add the other colors that I did from the other water bottles, and then it failed again. It stopped printing. So I tried printing it with a regular filament, one that I didn't make from a bottle. And when that worked, I knew there was somewhere in this process that I had to still figure out. So close, yet so far. So seriously, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, but I am learning so much along the way. And now I'm gonna try to print this one more time with my actual bottle material, and I'm hoping that soon I can eventually print water bowls for the turtles at the zoo. But give me your thoughts. I'm open to hearing what you want to see, what you want me to print, but listen, here's to killing it and becoming the queens of recycling, because I'll probably never recycle one ever again, and it really is all trial and error.